My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Virgos. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For this week, we're going to be doing the general reading, the 9 card spread, because next week we're going to do one of the final Draculas before we head off towards the All Hallows Eve event. But other than that, I'm going to be using the regular tarot deck, clarify with the vampire deck, draw a special vampire card, draw a vampire oracle, and finish off with 3 yes or no answers for thee. So let's get started with your reading. Okay, the general card is Death Reversed, a sense of rebirthing. So, let's look at the first row. You start off with 3 of Wands, this voyage. 5 of Wands reversed, forgiving your competitors or kind of coming to terms with this. Like maybe, some potential setback or some kind of conflict that eventually got resolved. But yet something is holding you back with the 2 of Wands. So obviously, maybe you might have still some unfinished business. Maybe you actually have a sense of feeling, okay, I'm going out on this quest, this voyage, and stuff like that. And yet, it's like this is also kind of like a healings kind of moment, because normally with the 5 of Wands upright, it's all about conflict and competition. But yet, something, you were actually in the process of healing, because sometimes when you change course or even relocate to maybe a holiday house or any kind of venue and stuff like that, that could definitely benefit, your emotional well-being and stuff like that. But what could have caused you to hold back? What's causing you to feel like you're not entirely prepared, or maybe don't even have the desire to head out? But it's interesting because, all 3 of these are fire, cards, because Wands are fires, and you could also have Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements in your star chart. But it's interesting because even though this is the general card of a rebirthing, it's also one of the cards I pulled for the vampire as well. But mine came upright. Then, in current times, you do get the 2 of Cups reversed. 5 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Capricorn, maybe some more Virgo. And then you get a Scorpio card of Judgment upright. Okay. So what I kind of see here, I might need to adjust the lighting just a little bit. Okay, so what I'm mostly getting here is, it's like your senses and intuition, or maybe there's some kind of partnership that's not really benefiting you or working out in your favor in other ways as well. But maybe, it's like you were going to go out with your family or your friends and stuff like that, and suddenly, somebody calls in sick. I'm not really getting that, but I'm just throwing out some general thoughts I'm getting based off of these cards. But, it's like something is definitely holding you back. You don't really feel incredibly prepared because, your emotions, your senses, your intuition are pretty much holding you back. Something is not working out. But yeah, maybe this is actually for a very good thing of not going out on this voyage, because you are recovering from some kind of like poverty. And it's pretty much resulting in the judgment, sense of clarity, your head is out of the clouds, grand announcement that's definitely going to be taking place because of this general thought of rebirthing. And the thing is even though it's like, no, this is not about rebirthing. Sorry about that in other ways. This is not about rebirthing. This is pretty much about shedding what's not benefiting you. And maybe that's what's actually the whole, crux of today's message is mostly based off of, is the fact, okay, you were actually going out on this voyage. You forgave your competitors, but yet, it's like you pretty much had to kind of let go of something as well. Spring cleaning, metaphorical spring cleaning in other ways as well, but this will definitely be opening up a sense of clarity, and your head will be out of the clouds in other ways as well. Because in the future you do get Queen of Wands, Leo energy, even though you come actually after Leo, and then you get World uprights, a fixed card of Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio placements. Scorpio right here, so far you get 2 fixed placements anyway. Then you get the 7 of Wands upright. So, this sense of clarity, this grand announcement is actually enhancing confidence. It's actually, opening up the world for you, and you're pretty much, back to defending and protecting your idea children, your crops, what have you in other ways. Because I feel like, sometimes it's really good to kind of shed what's not benefiting you in any way. Throwing away old clothes, that's either A, don't fit, or, they're kind of just too worn out in other ways, so you can actually, bring in fresh new clothes and stuff like that, instead of just thinking, oh goodness, I still have nostalgia feelings for that. But of course, to each their own. But I feel like that this grand announcement, maybe, some kind of new beginning, maybe, what have you and stuff like that, but there's definitely something worth acknowledging in a positive manner. And it's opening up strength, confidence within you. The world is practically your oyster, and here you are pretty much in a very good, defensive mode and other ways of protecting, those you probably hold dear or love or care about in other ways. So with the Three of Wands, you got the Prince of Knives. You got the Knight of Swords. So, you pretty much, we're going out on this voyage and stuff like that, but somehow you did feel somewhat restless, anxious. You actually maybe, you thought about this too quickly. Can happen, because, it's a really good, strategy. It's a really good, determinations plan. It's like if you're somebody that's, leans towards immediate gratification in the sense where you pretty much just think, I need to go out on this voyage. I need to, get out of this place. I need to, there's just no way around this. That can sometimes, put you in a situation of thinking, okay, because in the Rider-Waite deck, you'll see this knight that's practically yanking the reins of the horse, and the horse just looks so frenetic and just so in a panic state, thinking, we need to do this. There's just no way around this and stuff like that. So I just kind of felt this uneasiness about in this combination. But of course, I feel like, okay, it's like sometimes you just have to kind of, will speed up the process. So in the end, you do get something, out of it, right? So Five of Wands reversed, you're forgiving your competitors and stuff like that because you get the Six of Swords. So here you're pretty much just thinking, okay, this is also kind of coming to terms with maybe your own fears in other ways where you just think, okay, it's like we need to kind of take it easy right now, but yet we are taking off towards a different location in other ways, so which is very good. So whatever is benefiting you, working out for you, I just think, okay, do whatever it takes, right? Because, this is pretty much also maybe relocating to a different state, city, country, maybe switching careers, maybe, going out on a vacation, a holiday with your friends, your family, your fledglings, partner, companion, in other ways as well. But this is definitely, also changing locations, or maybe, we're returning back to home base in other ways too. Because here you are pretty much not actually heading out, so maybe you are returning back home, or maybe, you just pretty much, something is definitely holding you back because you get the Ten of Grails. Happy home, happy earth, happy family, and abundance. So this is already a very beautiful combination because sometimes you don't even have to head out into this world to already actually embrace this sense of abundance in other ways as well. So I just feel, okay, this already looked like a very, very beautiful sort of, it's, in other ways, it is sort of like a rebirthing kind of moment, even though technically death upright is about rebirthing, reverse is pretty much having to let go. But if you pretty much just think, okay, doing spring cleaning, having to clean up, having to, we'll throw away, old, ornaments or objects and stuff like that, so you can bring in something, cleaner, stronger, fresher, stuff like that, then that'll definitely also enhance your sense of confidence of happy home, happy earth, happy family as well. Because even though your senses and intuition could also somehow be somewhat blocked in other ways, or maybe, it's like there is a bit of a problem with partnerships in other ways, you do get the Queen of Grails. And this is a very beautiful card because this is also about protection. It's about, love, care, support, nurturing, healing in other ways as well. So I feel like, by, in the past, you forgave your competitors. You realized, okay, something just wasn't working out and stuff like that. So now you're pretty much in a healing position. Maybe there was a bit of a breakup or divorce in other ways where you pretty much, once, trusted and valued some kind of partnership, but then it just didn't work out for you. But here you are in the good sense of healing and recovering as well. Because speaking of recovering, with the Five of Pentacles, you get Ten of Pentacles. You get Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. What more do you want? Of course, the only thing that's missing for the Three as a charm is the Four of Wands, but here I just feel like that this is a fabulous, fabulous recovery. I just see so much healing. I see so much, you regaining your sense of, happy home, happy earth, happy family, and abundance again. Maybe you might definitely, get, some sense of abundance coming up real soon. But I just think this is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful reading so far. I mean, I felt a little bit hesitant about the start, but usually, when one side of the reading goes a certain way, the other side, the clarification, sometimes goes, a different way, and then somehow they manage to kind of still intermingle into a way better, outcome than the first part, right? So I see you just healing and recovering, just fabulous. Because for Judgment upright, you get you, Empress, new beginnings, fertility, and abundance. Love this. And I just think this is a fabulous reading so far because it just seemed like, okay, maybe you are recovering from something, maybe you are healing, but I do see, well, you regaining your sense coming up real soon. And I just think, do whatever it takes. I mean, I just think, okay, sometimes, you are faced with all kinds of like setbacks. Maybe you are in the process of healing, recovering and stuff. Maybe you are just letting go of what's not benefiting you, but that'll definitely benefit you because, let's say that, you pretty much, want to let go of fear and worry and pain and struggling, right? Let them go. So then you can embrace confidence and strength, especially that you got the Queen of Wands coming up in the future. So this is you actually, just at the start of a new beginning. Love this. And there's definitely this grand announcement, this wonderful occasion that's going to be, enhancing this. Maybe you're going to be having a new baby coming up soon. Maybe you're actually going to be having more children to have you in other ways as well. Because you do get the happy home, happy earth, happy family twice. So for Queen of Wands, you feel strong and confident in the future and then it gets accentuated and amplified by Temperance, Sagittarius. So you get Leo and Sagittarius, all two beautiful fire cards in today's reading. So, I just think, just don't give up. The thing is, it's like, I do see healing, recovering. I do see, like you changing course and stuff like that. But I love the fact that the Five of Pentacles came up in reverse. Maybe you did struggle financially for a while, but now it's all going to come back practically in 1,000-fold for you, probably. Now there's this grand announcement, fertility, abundance waiting for you, confidence and strength and stuff like that. And, need I say more, right? Though, the World upright, you do get the Hermit. So you get another one of your beautiful cards. So you already get like the Empress, but now you get the Hermit in the future. So, you are heading out into this world. So maybe you are kind of in recoveries mode in the sense where you are heading out, but you're still doing a bit of last minute introspections. And sometimes you just have to do whatever it takes. If you've been, somehow wounded, by the outside world in other ways where you pretty much just think, well, that just didn't work out in my favor. Sometimes do whatever it takes. Just verify this all with yourself. If you need to grant yourself maybe an extra day or a week or something, do whatever it takes. I mean, I would always try to jump into the cold pool, instead of just dipping your toes in it, because, it's like, well, 1 minute of this big shock will pretty much just, help you acclimate into like the environment of it all. But if you pretty much just think, okay, I'm just going to enter into the world and stuff like that, it is always good just to kind of verify, just to say, am I okay with this? Yes, you have, you feel serene, balanced, and at peace and confident, but you are just doing, just the one last minute touches before you verify that or to proceed with it. Because here you are defending your crops, your idea children. You're pretty much now active. And here you get the King of Wands, more fire, Leo energy within you. So I just see, well, you actually regaining yourself. I see you regaining your momentum, your confidence, your strength. Everything is just going to work out for you either way. Because maybe you did have to recover, maybe you did have to heal, maybe you had to go through so much and stuff like that. But that really actually, it was, it's definitely benefiting you, at least for this week's reading. So, confidence in getting back to work and feeling stronger than ever. Because your special vampire card says, Four of Cups. So you could be faced with an offering, but yet, it's like you could be, presented with this sense of uncertainty. I mean, my goodness, look at that blood pack. Okay. Well, the thing is, what I mostly see here is that, it's like, okay, so maybe you are going to be offered some kind of offering, and maybe that's why you're doing last minute introspections and self-reflections with the Hermit, your true self coming up. Because, if you are going to be presented with this offering, you want to double check. You want to make sure it's going to work out. It's going to benefit you, and not just thinking, out of everything, just, I was ready, set, go, but then, the moment I stepped foot out into this world, I just tripped over, this tile on the street or on this branch, and then everything just kind of collapsed back again. So, but anyway, if you're worried or hesitant about any kind of offerings, I would do whatever it takes just to kind of, either, will ensure, or just take action either way to ensure which direction is going to benefit you for the best. Because your oracle says transmission, spreading of conditions, influence, and impact. So the thing is, the spreading of conditions, influence, and impact, whatever you do and stuff like that right now is definitely going to be benefiting your outcome and stuff like that. Because, I've mentioned this to the previous zodiac signs. And, the thing is just because I pull up, the future cards, it looks very beautiful because, you get all of this, wonderful confidence, serene, at peace, balance, and, you're pretty much, you're feeling motivated again. So, it's like whatever you're doing right now in the sense of healing and recovering is definitely going to, amplify and accentuate, we're feeling, this confidence again. But the thing is, with any kind of hesitancy that you might have, that could also influence and impact any upcoming decisions as well. So I would definitely, look into anything, that could be, coming from any kind of offerings and stuff like that, because it's really good just to kind of look at it and just kind of go within and then just kind of weigh out the options and stuff like that before you make your final decision. But I feel like you're doing a really good job so far. Okay, I'm going to finish off with 3 yes or no answers. Please feel free to pause this video and think about the questions you want answered. For number 1, you do get the Ace of Pentacles reversed, which is for answer number 1, a no. Here you get the 4 of Cups again, and this is a no because it came up right. So, and then you get the 4 of Wands. Speaking of the 4 of Wands, and this one came in reversed again, so you get another no. So you get 3 no's for today's reading for Virgos and Virgo placements. My beautiful Virgos, I'm going to have to leave it at this for now. But if this resonated for Virgos placements out in this world, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I love you guys incredibly. I want to wish you all the best of luck on where this journey may take you. It looks incredibly promising. Do whatever it takes to shut off what's not benefiting you in other ways. Otherwise, in a few days, I'm going back to love readings. So for now, or at least for this week, it's just going to be general and love. Next week, I'm doing Dracula again because we're going to be heading off towards that special occasion on October 31st. So please feel free to stay tuned for the upcoming performance. Other than that, I love you guys incredibly. I think you guys are wonderful humans out in this world. Take excellent good care of yourself. And I love you guys incredibly.